CamWorks 3-axis milling makes programming of 3-axis parts easy and can reduce your machining time by 60% or more. This is a model of a prototype vacuum mold used to produce clear plastic packaging for a consumer product. How long would it take to program this part using your CAM system? CamWorks, the most advanced integrated CAM system available today, runs directly inside SOLIDWORKS, allowing the design and manufacturing models to become one and the same. I'll begin by selecting the CNC machine I want to use for machining, in this case a Haas VF3. Next, I'll create a setup to specify the direction for machining, and then create a multi-surface feature of the cavity I want to machine. I have the power and flexibility to create individual operations for machining, or use CamWorks Knowledge-Based Machining to select a strategy for machining the mold cavity. CamWorks Knowledge-Based Machining is fully customizable, so you can capture your own best practices, and CamWorks will automatically generate all of the operations with the tools, feeds, speeds, and depth of cuts. In this case, I'll select the machining strategy I've already stored for machining mold cavities using CamWorks VoluMill to generate ultra-high speed toolpaths for the roughing. Once selected, I can now generate all of the operations and toolpaths for machining the cavity automatically. Now that the operations and toolpaths have been generated, I can create a contain area to contain the machining inside the cavity. Avoid areas can also be created quickly and easily. Now I'll use the control key to copy the contain area to other operations. With the contain areas in place, I can now go ahead and generate the toolpaths for the operations. Next, I can use CamWorks built-in toolpath simulation to simulate the machining of the part. If I don't want to wait for all the machining operations to be simulated, I can use the turbo feature and specify to stop after each operation so I can see what the part will look like. Here's what the part will look like after the first roughing operation. And here's what it will look like after semi-finishing, using rest machining to machine only the areas not machined in the first roughing operation. Next, you can see what the part will look like after the pencil milling operation used to machine only the fillets and other tight areas. And finally, here's what the part will look like after the finishing operation and all the machining is complete. I can also use the CamWorks Compare feature to compare the machined model to the original design model. The green color tells us that the part has been machined exactly as modeled. If there was any remaining stock, it would be in blue, and if any gouging occurred, it would be shown in red. Once I'm happy with the simulation, I can generate the G-code to machine the part on Haas VF3. And once complete, CamWorks NC Editor powered by Simco will open to allow me to make a final review and send the program to the machine. How long would it take to program this part using your CAM system? Using CamWorks, this part was programmed in less than 5 minutes, and because I used CamWorks VoluMill for the roughing, the cycle time for machining this part was cut by over 60%. But that's not all. Once the prototype has been tested, I can also use CamWorks to easily program a multi-cavity mold in SOLIDWORKS assembly mode, and using CamWorks simulation, check for any collisions or issues with the fixtures or work-holding devices. For this assembly, I use CamWorks Import feature to import the operations and toolpaths from the single part prototype mold, and CamWorks Pattern capabilities to program the cavities for a 4-cavity production version of the mold in less than 7 minutes. And the best part is, because the toolpaths are fully associative with the SOLIDWORKS model, if any changes are required to the design model, the toolpaths will update automatically. I hope you're able to see the power and flexibility CamWorks 3-axis machining module offers. For more information, go to www.camworks.com or contact your CamWorks reseller today.